Good save, good save. Alright.
Good save.
So that whole time,
Good save.
Oh boy, that was some of
The
our
whole
best
apple?
voice work.
For
yeah.
the first 20...
the whole apple thing, you're just like,
Oh yeah,
and it
that's...
just
Now it makes no sense.
I have to go watch that again. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
That's awesome.
Oh
Go
wow.
grab
That,
it.
Wait,
that
how long was it?
entire bit.
How long was it? We were 3
4
minutes.
Wow,
Wow.
that whole bit just died.
And
went
you
down
call
the drain.
yourself a streamer.
Yep.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream.
Yeah. We just started. 3 minutes of the audio. Yeah, but you can have some entertaining film of Matt biting into a plastic bottle because he's
People
clinically
just have no
insane.
idea what's going on. Yeah. Alright.
Well, I mean to explain, I guess. The whole point was.
Oh, turn down the
I think,
desktop
I
audio.
think she's 3 minutes in. Like,
That's fine.
Alright.
Anyway, but basically explain what Matt was doing and why he was just biting into a bottle
It sounds like an apple.
and
go show him.
yeah.
It sounds like
let's
an
just
apple.
relive. Let's just relive the whole bit again. You know why not?
It's a Martinelli's bottle. It has apple juice. It's shaped like an apple, and when you bite it,
Show me some. Well, that one was-
Okay, it sounds considerably less like an apple once you've
Wait,
bitten
it's
into it
'cause-
already.
You have to like, yeah, fix it, blow into it, and make it like.
Oh, I've seen those bottles at Winco. Is this like one of their selling points?
it kind of sounds like it's
That one was better.
So is this
There's still
supposed,
that pop at the end.
so is this supposed to be like one of their selling points of the bottle?
No, I have no idea. My little sister walked up to me and goes, "It sounds like an apple," and bit into it. I was
Wow.
like, wow, okay.
Well, it's a very special bottle indeed, I guess.
It does have like special plastic that's like multiple layers, so I think that's like what makes it like rub against.
I wonder if they
itself.
intentionally did that.
It sounds like an apple though.
I
Kinda.
honestly think they did.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, and then this was distracting from the stream, so I just threw the bottle. But then, you know, all
Yeah,
that was lost in
awesome.
translation.
Thank
So-
you so much. We could have done like, we would have just gone. But
The
half the
entire
case,
thing.
no audio.
No, it would have just been a playthrough. You know, it's the walkthrough of the
walkthrough,
game.
walkthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just changing the style of my streams.
Yeah.
The so-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land. Wait, so at this point we've only encountered him once, right?
I believe so.
No,
Maybe
wait.
this is the first time.
No, second time.
Second, okay.
Because like we have Lucky Charms over there. And
Oh
then
yeah,
we have,
we
and then we
Gilroy.
I don't know.
McGilded.
and then yeah, McGilded, and then we defended Natsumi once already. So this will be our third time.
Okay.
I don't know. By the third time, I feel like you shouldn't be that surprised. In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Soseki-san and I relentlessly. Of course, by the skin of our teeth, we managed to pull through, but still.
Man, this is just a rehash.
Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal
Old
in the last
cut
trial
content.
wasn't the end of the matter, after all.
Yes, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says, nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Van Zeeks is the prosecutor.
Oh no! That even if that person is not, that even if that person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another.
And we've experienced it firsthand.
Wait, I already survived one.
Right,
Oh,
but they're
no,
saying
wait,
that
he's-
the
they're
fact
saying-
that he's going right back into it. Like
That
he
this
survived
is
all.
his mysterious end.
Yes.
A man we successfully defended met the most terrifying end after his acquittal right here in the Old Bailey.
Do I have to put up with those ice cold eyes boring into my soul again?
Man, it's gonna be a while since we've heard Van
Cursed
Zeeks.
by evil spirits and now by Reaper.
What?
They're petrifying.
Okay, I don't have any lines for that. I'm
potentially.
gonna look it up.
Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume. Welcome, student Mr. Naruto Esquire.
Yes?
I'm innocent. You have to believe me. You more than anyone now.
No, I believe you are murdered. You're guilty of soap poisoning. Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally. Oh my gosh. Every
Ally.
step of the way in this battle, I promise.
Steadfast alley.
And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. Yes, my Nipponese friends.
Yeah.
Well, I missed what that was just said.
It just was really well. The trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom.
Let's go.
I gotta do the judge too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I forgot to say.
This is in the past, so he hasn't died yet.
I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean.
That's probably for the best. If you were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. Oh, I thought it was gonna be like, he's gonna roast Sholmes,
Yeah.
like, got this guy in jail last time. And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zieks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. At least that's my gut feeling.
Mr. Naruhodo. Wait, was that him? Or was that her saying
That was her.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yes, you're so right. Oh, well said. Welcome, student, Mr. Naruhodo, Squire. Well said.
I swear on this sword at my side and on the spirit of Cosma that it harbors. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free, with honor.
Oh, yes.
Hope you're ready. Here it comes. The
Do I
judge.
sound like that? Sorry. I literally trying to hear his voice and I can't.
The judge is here.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session.
No, on the deathbed.
Yeah, it's back
I
in the
now
past.
call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The whole point is, you know, this is back in the past, but he's healthier than he was.
I'm healthy. I took a Viagra.
Wow, this old man's getting some action still.
Prosecution is ready.
The defense is ready, my lord.
Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. What?
Just not
I just gotta remember, I got did it in the racist mindset.
Oh my gosh. It's not just in my imagination, it's really there. The racism.
The racism!
Lord Van Zieks has such an animosity towards us, I mean,
Literally!
has an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason.
It was some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey.
The rape, the racist. I almost said
The
rape.
raper?
The racist of the Bailey.
These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all.
Yet now he's back in the courtroom, though for some reason, only when I'm defending. This Reaper, with his curious disdain for us Japanese, is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery.
Really leaning heavy in this.
You're right, he's now the racist of the Bailey. Still, this isn't the time to be pondering it.
There's a title. The racist of the Bailey returns.
I have to concentrate on the Seki-san's trial. Honestly, I like that better than what we have now at the very least.
The racist.
The racist of the Bailey.
No, Daicosmos, or not Daicosmos, I have an Apgar.
Wait, he's here?
No, I told him it's 7:30, and he's like, I wouldn't miss it. I never miss it. I got notifications turned on. Sure.
Alright. Did I read this? I don't know. Still, this is the time to be pondering that I have to concentrate on Soseki-san's trial.
Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Alright, how are we splitting this?
I will decide once I see them. You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty?
You know what we should do? Let's get a D6, and let's randomize who does who.
I was gonna say, yeah, we can just randomly do it.
I'm so down. Plus,
Okay.
I gotta get a chalice first.
Okay, well, we also have to make sure it's a little balanced. So one person... Oh, no, actually, no, I see. Okay. Alright. While we prepare our props, how was everyone's day? We decided we've been coming up with strategies to spice up the stream for our viewers, obviously. This was not planned on the spot. Matt will be back any second now. Keep waiting.
Just wait.
I wonder how many of the jurors are like recurring from the last trial. The one that happened chronologically right before this.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh.
Okay.
What?
Is are you popping pills over there? What's up? What is
It says
this?
propel. What do you mean popping pills?
Alright. how many? Are there 5 of these guys? There's 5 of them.
But
right?
haven't we done these guys before? Maybe we should just...
Yeah, I mean, but like, who actually? No one remembers their voice. Let's be honest.
Alright.
So there's 5 of them, right?
Is there 5 or is there 6? I thought there's 6.
We'll count for 6.
You said there were 6.
We'll do it for 6. So let's roll. So I'm number 5.
I'm number
You're 2.
I'm number 3.
Okay. Keep going.
Everyone remember your own numbers.
Yeah. Okay. I'm 5 and 4.
2 and 6.
Yep.
So that makes me
1 and 5.
No, I'm 5.
No, 1 and
1
3.
and 3.
Okay.
I'm
2
I'm
and
this
6.
guy.
Yep.
2 and 6.
Alright.
Absolutely. I had a feeling this American wasn't innocent before.
I must say that I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit right.
Oh, well, I rather like how you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually.
I need to be
That's a
somewhere
new-
at
that's a
10
new
o'clock.
model.
Yeah, that's definitely the new one. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick. Oh, I had. Did he have a
Yeah.
high-pitched voice?
I don't remember.
I think he had a high-pitched voice.
Is this you again?
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I need to take home 5 bob
I think
tonight,
you
or the
did.
missus will go through the roof.
I think you did.
I think he did too.
Oh.
Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here.
Wait, is that? No, let's see. Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict.
I think everyone almost ended up with their same characters again. Out of pure
Actually, I
coincidence.
did. I think too. I think I was 3.
You were 3.
You were also
know
1
that
at
one.
certain points.
Yeah.
Yep.
The British jury system is so very different to our own, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public. And the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt. Wait, how is the Japanese?
It's just the.
It's just the
in the
judge.
original Ace Attorney game, there's just the judge. There's no jurors. There wasn't much there
Don't give
anyway.
me more water, please.
Oh my.
I filled that whole thing, and he actually already drank most of it anyways.
Oh, I did.
Yes, you did.
6 citizens of London, chosen at random, or at least that's the idea. Ah, well.
The prosecution will draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago.
Like Matt never even left.
Accordingly, where possible, same jurors have been asked to return for duty today.
Oh, so they intentionally tried to do the same jurors. Yeah, I was literally wondering, like, if they...
Very well! Let us commence the
Oh,
trial!
very well, let us commence the trial! Lord Van Six!
Wait,
Yeah.
but they said Baroque Van Zeeks. Was it just a typo?
No, it was Lord Baroque.
Isn't it
Van-
Lord Baron Van Zeeks?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's the Baron of the Baron,
It
right?
was the Reaper of the Bailey.
I thought it was Baron, not Baroque.
I mean, I don't know. We
Lord
barely,
Van Six, your opening statement,
we rarely see his
please.
full name. It's always just Lord Van Dix is almost all we see.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. Did the accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from it. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. Namely, that...
Oh, there's a fly. Snap. Get it.
Missed it.
Missed it?
Yep.
Namely, that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witnesses to the stand.
Whoa.
Those are all gone.
That would be a funny edit. He's just shirtless.
The detective responsible for investigating the scene and the accused himself.
I just gotta see that now.
I have to get going. Alright, well,
No, our only viewer.
thanks for stopping by for now.
There's 3 views.
It's Thomas on his phone. Me on my phone.
Really?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what they're doing.
Witnesses, your names
You're
and
right, it's
occupations,
me.
please.
Yes, sir. Two boys, Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division.
Sasaki Natsume from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture.
Mr. Natsume,
Yes, my lord, sir.
I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken that you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. I remember it as if it were yesterday.
The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough.
Oh, believe me, this is the last place I want to be.
Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case for the court.
Right you are, sir. There I was. The incident occurred at Garrett House. Oh my gosh, man. The incident occurred at the Garrett household where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor room of the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, the defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shakespeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine. He was found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something was wrong, broke down the door. This means, I presume, that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident.
Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making entry to or exit from the room impossible.
Although the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, lives to tell tale, he very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. I was the first officer on the scene, my lord, and I have a photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked. Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased.
That's what I look like when I get back to my
That's
work.
right, everyone present believed that's exactly what he was.
He was just practicing his acting.
Yeah.
Very well, I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court. Now then, Mr. Natsume,
Yes.
as the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture?
They're haunted by evil spirits.
Good gracious, what's haunted?
My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings at my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me? What about me? I've nearly been killed countless times.
Killed? Mr. Natsume, how?
Even on that fateful night, it happened when I returned from Mr. Shakespeare's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me.
You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night. Good night, Mr. Natsume.
But it's so cold. My runny nose would freeze. The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed?
Thank you, witnesses. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events.
If I could raise one more point, my lord. One more conclusive point.
I don't know what I said.
Conclusive. Go on.
It's conclusive.
Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, has regained consciousness after his ordeal. And he has named the true culprit.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I want to kill it.
you
That's
get
why I
it?
got distracted. That's why I didn't see my line.
Freaked me out.
The poison consumed by the victim was administered a cup of tea. This is my favorite 30 minutes to any stream. Let me just take that. That he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused.
Accused? Good grief! It's hot in here. Order!
The
Order!
violins in the background seem like they could go. Where are you going?
It's hot!
Yes, that's the crux of this whole case. If Soseki-san is innocent, then why? Why is the victim accused then?
Well, Mr. Natsume, what have you to say to this accusation?
You know what's sad? With that, when you use that voice, you're so loud, like when you're back there, that's like a good distance for you to be from the mic.
Yes!
Good. that evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never.
The public pump was frozen, you say?
That's not information we've heard before.
That will do, thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses at least once. Therefore, I call upon these witnesses now for formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection.
None whatsoever, my lord.
Good. Then you will give your account of events on the night in question to the court now.
Yes, my lord.
There's not even any witnesses.
It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and I took some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. No, my tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he?
Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't kill over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door if his guest left. The argument still stands.
Alright.
Oh, yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward.
Excuse me, but that testimony does raise one rather crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims his tea to have been harmless. Presumably, though, teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they?
Why didn't I think of that?
Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been
They're
able
so
to.
dumb.
Did I hear you correctly? Inspector Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect's substance.
How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't it the first thing you should have done?
My learned Nipponese friend is falsely incensed.
Huh?
The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea, not that it was overlooked.
Unable? Why?
It's simple enough, there was none left, not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty. Thirsty indeed.
With current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances.
We only need a drop, but that one drop does actually have to exist, funnily enough. Funnily. That's not a word.
I'm pretty sure that's a word.
The lack of examination of definitions notwithstanding. It appears funnily is a word. Nothing other than...
That's what you get for doing a bit.
It appears nothing other than tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question. And so...
Why is this so...
I see, thank you, the matter is clear.
Cast your eyes over the jury, my learned friend.
What?
You can see it on their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the
Nothing on his
accused guilt. There's not a thought behind those eyes, is there? The client's fate is all but
He's like
sealed.
sleeping.
In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity.
He's right. I can feel all 6 of the jurors looking daggers at me. I feel like only 2 of them were actually looking in my direction.
I know.
The other one is just thinking about.
But I can't let them beat me down. I won't.
The guy in the middle was just like...
Staring off into space.
Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord.
Why?
Hey,
I'm not dead yet. That was at the end of the first.
Alright. Were you and your neighbor good friends then?
No, we weren't friends. Not at all, not at all. Doesn't help him by saying that. Never, ever.
A simple no would have sufficed. Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit?
Mr. Shamspeare fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together.
Come now, no Nipponese could understand the finer points of English literature.
Wow. Woo! Hot takes by Van Zeeks.
Woo!
And on the 9 question, what was the topic of conversation? That was the topic of conversation as well, I presume.
It was the day of my last trial, when I was acquitted. I just arrived back at my lodgings, and I ran into Mr. Shakespeare outside on the street. That was around 6 o'clock. We exchanged 1 or 2 pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though, so I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have ill intentions? No, not 1, not 2, not any! Not at all! Never, ever!
Well, now would have sufficed him.
Then tell the court what did happen when you visited the victim's room.
Oh, go back.
Please, press.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
A literary debate about Shakespeare's words, I think you said, didn't you?
Shakespeare! A very worthy topic of conversation, I must say.
Oh yes, my lord! Romeo and Juliet! Who was stronger? It was a profoundly pleasurable parley.
Romeo and Juliet!
Who was stronger?
I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how did the debate go?
Well,
Is he sexist?
we both
Wait,
agreed.
is he sexist? I'm
Oh,
putting
yeah.
it in yes.
Well, we both agreed that we could reach a conclusion more quickly with the reenactment.
What is defined as sexist in this situation? Which result?
If he says that Romeo was clearly more powerful because he's a man, or that she was weaker because she's a woman,
Okay.
which actually isn't inherently sexist, but I mean, he can say it in a way that's like okay.
All right. We'll see if he's sexist or not. I guess.
We'll see.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, it's not meant to taste good. So I don't drink it.
What?
It's just so I sip it because I have a problem where I fill up my cup to do the bit and then I just drink it all.
You don't have to have anything left.
He has a drinking problem.
Are you commit to the entire bit? Are you gonna
I'm
throw the
throwing it.
challenge against
I have
the wall?
8 of them. I have 6 of them.
Oh my
break
goodness
off.
gracious. I'm not clearing that up. So we battled it out. We battled
They
it out
reenacted it.
in
Dude,
a
he
Greco-Roman
poisoned
style.
himself.
That's what I was saying last time.
What?
Mr. Shakespeare had all sorts of costume in his room for such a. I cannot talk right now. For just such a contest.
So when you say reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume?
He as Romeo, I as Juliet. And after a vigorous wild tussle, sounds a little gay. Anyways,
Wait, but isn't
I
Juliet
as
the one who
Juliet came
poisoned
out on
himself?
top. I was on top. A victory I'll cherish forever.
I mean, there is that moment in the middle of Romeo and Juliet where
You
you
know
know.
what? He's not sexist. Confirmed.
He's
So wait, the ending of Romeo and Juliet. Juliet
Fake
does
dies.
she fake
and
dies,
He's being Juliet. So
and
is that
then
what-
Romeo
kills himself.
just stabs himself, right? And then Juliet kills herself actually.
She wakes
Yeah.
up and sees him. And kills him.
Yeah.
I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage.
Fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim, correct?
I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me. I'd heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see.
It's true, there was no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room.
I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. But why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless, of course it was.
And do you have any basis for that statement, witness? You are guilty until proven innocent.
Hold it!
Yes, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there?
That's correct. Anyone would think the fellow had never had a pot of tea before. He must have licked it dry.
Or he cleaned the evidence afterwards.
He licked it dry, which is a pity because 1 drop is all we would have needed to analyze it for poison.
Remember he had foamer in his mouth? Was that from the soap?
He didn't actually eat the soap, remember?
No, but like, was it from this?
I don't remember.
Oh, I didn't know it was
And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsume?
Yes, definitely. By earth and heaven. By heaven and earth, I swear it.
Are you dyslexic?
Oh gosh.
Landlord was able to verify
Rude.
that, as it happens.
I'm just used to it to do that, so I was like, whoa.
He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night.
What if it was the landlord again?
I bet it was. He was being sus,
He
remember?
was, I'm
Like,
just
why
saying,
did you
like...
knock down the door? He was like, I heard it in the pipes.
And how is the landlord able to attest to this? He, said it was the lamps, I believe. The lamps, Inspector!
When tenants return to their rooms and start using gas, the lamps in other parts of the house flicker.
Yes, Mr. Garrett seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants.
There's only one key to Mr. Shamspeare's room. I know that for certain. So he must have locked the door himself from inside his room.
What the heck? The victim has confirmed that to be the case, yes.
So I'm right. My tea was harmless, completely harmless. If you take poison, you die. Everyone knows that.
It's not that simple, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Hold it! Script's name text.
Honestly, I'm not seeing any holes in these testimonies. How long does it take for symptoms to appear then?
According to the coroner, I was speaking to her in the yard about 30 minutes after the poison's consumed. And the victim suffers violent convulsions, cramping, and stiffness, and eventually dies from asphyxiation.
But there's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. There seem to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure.
Oh dear, death by poisoning again.
Again?
Wait, again?
That's a plot hole.
No. Oh,
I mean, it happened after these events.
yeah.
Thank you. Oh, it
Nope.
missed. It flew away.
Again, wait, what poison? Was there another poison?
It was at the it was
No,
poisoning.
No, I'm just wondering, like, is there another poisoning case that happened right before this? What was the case right before this? What did Natsume get
It
accused
was
for?
the dude he got stabbed.
Oh yeah, the knife dropped, that's right. What is the again?
It's in reference to Susato's.
I mean, yeah, I guess, if it's actually that.
Was the very, very, very first case we did of poisoning?
I missed it again.
Or was it a...
I missed it again.
Was it a poisoning?
No? John Watson? Was it a poisoning? Oh wait, no, it was a gun. The whole point is we ended up with a gun in our hand. You get it? Oh my gosh. Alright, read your line.
30 minutes is a long time. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left.
You can't deny that. And it further degrades Saseki-san's alibi. Aha.
I have a medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. It spells out really the accused is the only person who could have done it. Very well, the court will add this report to the court record as evidence.
Alright, let's be honest. Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go through the testimony. It's gonna be a summation examination because everyone's gonna be like, oh, he's guilty.
Summation,
Oh, yes, I see here. Delayed onset of symptoms.
Great.
Well, how long? What's the timing? Like, he says that he left the place at what time? And
I don't know. Let's see,
9
9 o'clock in the evening when he visited,
we were at
and then went
a
back
nice
to
hot drink.
Doesn't explain anything.
On 11. Wait, but hold on. But he was drinking it. Weren't they both drinking it?
I went back to my room at around 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Over a nice hot drink.
You're right.
I think they were both.
Objection!
So
But also, like, the timing-wise, he would have...
yeah, and it was 11 o'clock, so it's definitely.
Mr. Natsume, you say it was 11 p.m. when you left to return to your room, correct?
Yes.
And Inspector Gregson, can we rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally?
Of course we can, no problem with that report, sunshine.
Actually, I think there's a very big problem, because there's a chronological inconsistency between it and the defendant's testimony.
A chrono? What are you on about, you?
Come on. According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, Defendant Mr. Natsume left the victim's room at 11. What did I just read?
I literally had the same thought. I was like, what is
Was it
even
consumed the
happening?
poison around 1:30 in the morning? Like, why?
We didn't even read the medical report, that's why. We're like, yeah, it's this. Go to the
Yeah.
go to the first
The
thing.
poisoning incident occurred around 1:30. That makes more sense now.
Yeah.
I didn't just pull it out.
Yep. Alright. This makes more sense now. Okay. That's around 11. Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. In other words, if there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? I like how they have the same animation.
I know the same exact.
I don't even know why one
The
Natsume is
defense's
freaking out.
argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Six?
I want him to have
Here we
some
go.
freak out moment too.
Kinda does.
But he doesn't.
Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon.
He's trying to change the subject.
How could it have happened, you ask?
Do it.
Nope. I do it to shatter illusions. But my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea.
A phantom?
It'd be really funny if it was actually realistic and he had all this like wine all over himself, like all messy
Oh,
and
as the
gross.
case progresses, he just turns more and more
He's
red.
just like super bloody.
Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? For example, at a time stated in the medical report. Yes, at around
Objection!
~1.
Objection. Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
And in Japan, there's a well-known saying, drink tea while it's hot.
Objection!
Or else you're an idiot.
Objection!
Idiot!
In my country, there is an even more apt saying.
Add ice and it becomes iced tea.
Drink
It's
tea
racist.
whenever the heck you want.
There's nothing more refreshing than cold tea.
The point is, if there was such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned, other possibilities.
What sort of possibilities, Counsel?
It was a bee! Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor.
Another visitor. It's a very bold assertion, my learned friend, from someone who has nothing to substantiate it.
Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition, which I think actually is what happened was.
To kind of show the thing
You
about...
suggest this may have been a suicide, Counsel.
Mr. Shamspears categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Objection!
Objection.
That's so like.
It's when he has like no idea what he's doing. But he could be lying. It's when I'm grasping at straws.
There's something wrong, Lord Van Six.
I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Carriage? What carriage?
Oh, witness.
Of what's his face? He's gonna come and testify.
It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived.
Hold it!
I think this was you, man. Well, we have a lot of voices at this point.
Hold it! I'll do it!
Alright.
What is the...
Oh, is it the. What is the voice again?
I don't even know.
I spaced it.
It was like, out, brief
Out,
candle.
out, brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Oh, it is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Mouth is so wide.
Who, sir, are you?
He doesn't even know who he is.
William Shamspeare, my lord. Alas,
'twas I undone my wounds bitter inside. And the victim,
You are literally every witness on the bench right now.
I am every witness.
What? What's he doing here?
Wait, I'm not.
I'm not. He's not the other guy.
I am not. I was at one point.
You're right.
The prosecution
So
seeks
you
to call
are
this
the
gentleman to the
prosecutor,
stand.
the judge, and the witness.
The judge. Yeah, maybe you guys take over all the freaking.
Well, I have 2
Jurors.
voices. He's got 2 voices.
And I've got
No,
6.
you only have 1 voice right now.
I only have the 2 jurors, and what's his face? Naruhodo, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're taking over one of my.
That's
You're taking
fine.
over the first dude.
That's why.
I'll just be the
well, I
kid
mean,
in the
like,
middle.
well, the whole
You
point
get
is,
the first
well, the
dude.
whole point is like the jurors don't speak that much.
Yeah.
That doesn't help lighten your load at all.
Lightens my load. Fine. I'm fine doing everything.
With his testimony, my many friends' futile resistance will be utterly crushed.
You're basically
You
changing
know how
nothing.
I felt all last case. I
I'm
just sat there and I was like, oh, nice.
Okay, I mean, if you want the voice on
Yeah,
them,
that's fine.
That's
These are
fine.
my
It's
voices.
fine with me.
They're mine.
got
All
it.
right.
You're doing great.
You're
You
calling
got
him as a witness?
If my voice starts giving out, I'll make it sound.
Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself.
Happy am I, Shakespeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord.
But I still have my own tale to tell. My own tale of worse woe. I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence and perfect English.
It's a bard off.
As will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim.
Alright, but does Thomas recognize what Shakespeare play those opening lines were from? No?
No!
I think I read Shakespeare?
He
What? Those are actually
does
Shakespeare
not read
lines?
Shakespeare.
I mean, I
He's
should-
What the heck?
Yeah.
You're him.
There
You're
you go.
him.
Alright.
There's the guy.
I was that guy anyway last time.
How did he even where did he come from anyways?
I mean,
he
where
just
did-
was there.
Where did Rights and
I don't know, Greg,
Many
what do
Memo
you
come
think?
from? Alright, so that's Mr. Shamspear. But who's that other man beside him?
The dude who ran away from the soap.
Yes, I think. I feel sure. Wait. Yes, I think. I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before.
State your names and occupations for the court, please, witnesses.
Macbeth.
It's a pretty famous part. Yeah, well, I don't know my Shakespeare, I'll be honest.
Do I?
A writer of words so sweet they do send the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound they compose the air. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare.
Shams-
With a great bard to be recalled to life anew. Lo, what a magnificent man! Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle. William Shakespeare.
Is he saying he's Shakespeare reborn?
No,
TBH,
high school English.
yeah, I mean, I read Macbeth in high school English class
It's
too.
been like 6
I don't
years.
remember. Oh,
Meterman.
Your name's Meterman. Adrian B. Meterman. That's Grub's voice. I trying to do a job.
Whoa, he has a liquid jaw.
I work for the Ultimate Gas Company, East End branch office.
Ah, I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road.
Oh yes, she's right. It's him.
Oh yeah. The creeper.
Oh yes, I remember that. And he's out.
Oh yeah, and he fades away.
Yeah, new comedy. It was like that one meme with the kid who's singing.
Yeah.
Yes, we spotted him outside Mr. Garrett's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee? What does he have to do with this case?
So, Mr. William Shakespeare, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct?
Oh heaven, oh how do you command me to remember? That sweet poison that did cross me and cross mine innocent lips. I subpoenaed him for the trial with his doctor's permission, naturally. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure. Behold, you have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that's me, the seraph. What the an angel indeed!
What?
He's saying
Yes,
he rearranged his
yes,
name.
Seraph, yeah.
Of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be.
I
It's like
was-
it's like he only has upper teeth. Do you see how his jaw is and like his? There's no lower teeth.
I wonder how they did that joke in Japanese. They did something. Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all.
The jurors seem to be very moved by this
Why?
man, I'm afraid.
They're actually taking this serif anagram idea seriously?
Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions.
But my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shamspear doing here? The gas man, I mean. What? Me? Well, I can't remember what I just did. Well,
Just
well,
do that
now.
underbite, yeah.
Well now.
Oh no.
Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence when you suggested that the victim had another visitor in his room on the night in question, and moreover that the victim is a compulsive liar.
What? No, I didn't quite say that.
This young chin stroker is to controvert your wild claims conclusively. Is that not so, Mr. Meter Man?
Okay, wait, what is the play on his name here?
Meter Man.
Aaron
this?
B. Meterman.
Aaron
Aaron B. I don't know.
Aaron B.
Adrian. Adrian B.
Adrian B. Meter Man.
B meter.
Adrian B. Meter Man.
B meter man.
I don't know.
Adrian B. Meter. Adrian B. Meter.
I don't know what the pun here is.
Adrian.
Hang on. No, I'm just here.
I hereby call for your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question.
One may smile and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken, the truth of that wintry night of my discontent.
Even the dude they brought in for you barely talks, Thomas.
It's all about picking your characters, didn't you know?
The story about my neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. But merry bitter was his drink, and when he left I did fall prostrate on my table.
You do take the most eccentric characters, and you know they're gonna have the most lines.
Prostate.
Twas the tea alone did pass my lips, the land
Oh,
that lay
shoot.
down. Not else.
Are you sure
My
about
prostate was not checked.
I was outside this folks' window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on this room.
Nothing else past my lips, I promise.
No one else visited this room but that short little round-back Eastern fella. I mean, the Meteor Man part is pretty obvious, but I didn't keep the rest. I know, thank you. I was struggling with the rest. Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamspear's room all night? That's right, of course, the bloke's windows all were blocked up business. But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room, so I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that.
Why is he looking in the
The
window?
question is, so why?
And wait up now, that's because he's on my list.
What a piece of work is a man, wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment?
Oh my gosh.
What are you talking
This is
about?
this is seeming really
Thus
weird.
buzzing, busybody hath no part in this play.
Two guys
I pray thee pay him no
acting
heed.
together and the
No
other one
more
watching.
know about his tedious words.
See, it's just a show. They're putting on a stage play for the man, for Meter Man. What'd you say about me?
Calm yourself.
Come.
This court is calm your tits. This court is concerned about what happened on the night in question. Nothing
Calm
more.
your tits, my nipple.
My nipple knees.
Indeed, that is so.
And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime.
Order.
Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. Alright, well, and this is how Soseki-san now served after serving his years in prison. Alright. Right.
Snow and lay about, my neighbor is coming.
Let's wait for you to read actual lines. To be clear, by neighbor, you are referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs?
And at what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room?
Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea.
Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes?
And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before.
By which I presume he means...
The discussion that who
Yikes.
was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet?
By their
Who's
discussion...
stronger, Romeo or Juliet? Oh,
He means, you know...
Oh no.
I, Shakespeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet.
I mean, I don't understand literature that well, but... Yeah, even I can get this much.
50 shades of Ace Attorney!
Each of us not dressed
Each
at
of
all.
us dressed as what our characters be to bring weight upon our merry experiment.
I dare not...
I dare not ask what you mean by experiment.
Frailty, thy name is woman. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the Eastern art of Jiu-Jitsu, but ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden.
What is going on? I don't even understand it anymore. I'm so lost in the innuendos, I don't even understand it.
Juliet beat Romeo up? This is not helping our case.
Okay.
So, we know who the S and who the M is. It's fine.
Oh my. On the bottom.
But I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room.
My liege, I am thy servant, glad I went to thy bidding.
Oh, whoa.
But it was his drink, and he left. Hold it!
Let me stop you
That's
there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time.
You don't know anything.
You can't say
He's using his Jedi mind trick.
This is not the tea that I...
If the defendant had really put the poison into your tea, that 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain.
You gladly, 'tis an easy task.
What?
At a drink of the tea, not while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me, faith 'twas stone cold. But at 1 hour past midnight, verily were my lips parched.
Objection! What's going on? He's dancing all the
That
time.
doesn't sound normal. This doesn't seem normal.
Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire, after all. Thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such an argument, there'd be no time for fire and tea.
My lips
Romeo
were
and
so
Juliet
parched.
again. And who was stronger?
Mr. Shakespeare, in summary, allow me to confirm.
This game is going through painful lengths to remind us of the...
Did you not come here with the
Literary
intention
debates.
of naming your attacker?
But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped love of words did attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil.
Ugh, we all know what that means.
Yeah, we do. Shuffle me.
Come on.
Hold it!
Alright, so you didn't have any kind of evening meal, dinner, supper?
Vile luxury, vile gluttony, to eat thrice daily is but a waste of time.
Sorry?
I would that my belly were full, no more often the sun doth
What
rise.
freak is he doing?
What the heck? Yo,
like-
they put the intern on this, man.
He's like-
Intern just had a freaking heyday.
He's just running in place. This is how he does it, you know?
What is his hand doing?
Yeah, he's like, it's cause it's the
Like
intern,
glitch.
he's not animating it.
Well,
Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say.
When they said the character couldn't be standing still, they meant every part of the character, clearly.
Just make sure he's moving a little bit. They get the animations back. We're out of the budget.
Alright,
Well, we're stuck
whatever.
with them.
Night and day do I fill my hours with the
you have to do jumping up and down.
I'm not doing
Day to fill my hours.
Study of a great bard and playwright. Hence it is there doth not in my chamber be in the costumes of my world.
That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room.
Now I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room. Conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere.
I have devoured them all!
You've eaten them?
Every word be within my skull. It's now a matter of otherwise.
Right, that wasn't misleading at all. Now could you turn around, do you think?
Brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea.
Ah.
Hold it! Why?
But the windows of that house have all been filled. I mean, I already know they haven't.
A historical artifact of the newly found. Oh my gosh, she said this thing like 10 times.
Defunct window tax.
Window tax.
Explain to us about the window tax.
Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. Oh my gosh, I'm doing... what's his face? But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap.
Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there?
And for some strange reason, a couple bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well. I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business. Especially with how big my chin is. But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing as long as there's breath in my body.
Bread in my body.
Oh, say, cat. What's with all the theatricals today?
Out of interest, Mr. Meterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, you shuffled him too. Did you see the victim leave the room at all?
No, he never left.
I
He
used
was
this
in
finger.
that room that whole time, as far as I'm concerned.
You can therefore discount the possibility of suicide.
How can you be sure of that?
The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. Oh, they mean the thing now. Since we know that the victim didn't leave his room and hence didn't dispose of the poisonous container himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle.
Hey, wait.
Oh,
There's
yes!
only one bottle.
Lucidly explained,
And
Counsel.
they both
Thank
drank.
you.
I mean, you could have poisoned it after you poured it. It really was. You can't argue with the logic.
Wow.
Or you could have faked that he was drinking.
Hold it!
You say a short little round backed Eastern fella. So you can't be sure it's... I missed what I said. So you can't be sure if it was the defendant then.
Why are you laughing so hard?
I don't know, it's Kevin Hart just popped up in my head. A short little round black. Okay. This is funny. How many other short little round black Nipponese with that mustache do you think are in London?
Well, of course, it was only a narrow gap, and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself.
That dude was there just the whole time.
And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shamspear drink tea together? Nah, sorry, I couldn't say. Why not? Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was the silhouette of a little man. I see a little silhouette. Okay, round back fella wearing a pretty desk. Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match, I tell you.
Match! Oh no!
Oh my god!
Mommy and Daddy are wrestling.
I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it.
I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it.
I don't know
You
why,
really
but I
didn't know what to
couldn't
make of
peel
it.
my eyes away though.
Ah.
What were you doing
I
there all night?
suppose.
I couldn't tell you.
It was quite strange.
I suppose.
Never
I was
seen
bricked
anything
up.
like it
The
before.
window was bricked up.
That was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway.
Wow,
the
the stakes are just
championship.
going up and up.
Sorry.
Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question.
Well, no question. Guest man's order.
He always like is stroking his like scar when he does it. Hold it.
It's probably gonna be Natsume. You?
That's you. No, that's you.
You want me to be it?
Yeah.
Okay. My lord!
Goodness me, yes, Mr. Foreman.
I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me?
Oh my, again.
Yes!
We'd understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another. That you've reached a unanimous decision.
Too right we have. Are you all with me?
Innocent.
Flip it up, switch it up, gaming. Make him do the
That would be
summation.
really funny.
Wait, no. The defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man, especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room.
Yes, the 3 missing hours as you put it.
But in the end, what difference do they make? None as far as I can see.
And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer.
Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top!
Oh my.
What's that? Wait. What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said.
Very well, let the court be apprised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Oh, listen to this.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Holy flames!
Very bald.
How does fire have mass?
I mean, it technically does have mass. We went over this, right?
Yes, I remember.
All of you? Who saw this coming?
It was nearly a year ago. Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous.
I realize Vanzis also has a sword. They're gonna have a sword battle in the future.
He also
So,
has a
this
sword?
time at last,
yeah,
it
that's
seems
right.
justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as we say.
The game will end with one of them stabbing each other.
This calls for a toast, I
You
feel.
drank too soon.
I did.
You haven't toasted yet.
To the guilty being punished.
Ugh. Ooh-ah!
Get up, Mr. Renard. No, please. The trial isn't over yet.
What do you mean, Mrs. Sato?
What about the information I found in this encyclopedia of British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to the defense
Oh
in these
my
situations,
gosh.
remember?
Okay, now the summation examination.
No, this is only like a 3rd time doing it, you know, it's fairly new. A
Even
summation
he's
examination.
like, yeah, summation examination, yeah, every time.
Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course, so, you know, we wouldn't have to deal with these idiots in the first place. But, besides the point,
Wait,
but here in the British
he
court
saying?
of law, if it can reverse the decisions of the majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. The trial can't end now.
Summation.
Whatever it takes, just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord.
My liege, why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat? You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth.
Certainly no other defense counsel in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination.
Which I wouldn't understand why, but you know.
Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Except for
thanks.
what happened 2 days ago. But I don't want to even talk about that.
That one was an anomaly.
Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld.
That's true, last time was literally the first time we did it.
The defense's counsel request is granted. This court will proceed with a summation examination, as outlined in Encyclopedia of British Law.
Thank you, my lord, for specifying where it came from.
No problem. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman?
Believe me, my lord, we all know about this young lad's tenacity. Yeah, and we're ready for it.
Oh, very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused. Judicial findings.
The victim may the victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up, there's no reason to count the man.
It just devolves.
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudman. For now, at least.
I really don't care. Like, I just need this trial to end quickly.
3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know. Nothing at all.
Soon you start missing days.
Oh my god.
Missing scalpels and patients.
I knew it. Every single one of them seems
That's not
completely
happening.
stupid.
That's what he said?
Well, no.
Oh,
It
I
would
was like
seem-
savage.
It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamspear is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen.
You asked me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. He's using the force!
Okay, this moment was pretty
He's
insane.
using the mind trick!
Him jumping.
And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have answered and
Registered
at all. Gosh.
Well, here goes! Let's not forget, I pleaded with the jury on Soseki-san's behalf before, and it worked, so you never know.
Before we begin, I want to give you a kiss. Just kidding. It might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, well, I think I'm okay.
Skip.
While you're still very now to
Skip.
British law,
And
I
Seki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial details, but here's Sato-san
Still
out.
in the tutorial.
I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again or not bother?
No need.
I don't know, man. I might have forgotten. Might need a savior in case, just in fact, you know, you never know.
No need.
Thank you for the
Nah,
kind
shut
offer,
up,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Sato,
Sato.
but honestly,
Shut up.
you're not needed here. Step out of the courtroom, please. But I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now. He's not wrong in a sense, but he's not right. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary.
Of course, that's why I wrote 5 extra points of
Of
dialogue
course.
just to say no.
However, I understand. I'm quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like, because I know that you will if you're really stupid. I'll be here for you, though.
The key to this is really wait, what did you say? Is really listening carefully to each juror's statement. Finding two that are contradictory and pitting the corresponding guy.
And explaining it anyways.
Oh my.
Alright.
Oh my. Holy shit! Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination. 6 views.
Yes, my lord.
Is that people viewing right now?
No, we only have one. It's Thomas.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys.
That's true.
I mean, I bet we could easily contradict this one.
I'm showing my kids this series when I'm old.
Well, there's plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was that Japanese man's tea. When you take
Sure.
that
Dude,
gift,
yeah, his tea. Oh,
when you
man.
take the gas man's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't have been any clearer.
That's my water. It's my fresh water.
Ah, well, that's alarmingly logical. But let me be frank here, I'm a gentleman with gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury will do the same, isn't that right?
Well, yes, perhaps. But I don't see it happening.
But why is he like some
I don't know.
hippie now?
Can we also, you know that guy, the guy that you're voicing, like the little kid? He's like,
He also has a mustache, which is like suspicious. Literally every other juror has a mustache. Anyways.
hey, what's that?
Even the lady?
No,
Okay,
it's
all
the
the guys, I
It's a
know.
combination though. He was like he's Nipponese and has a mustache.
Yeah, he's also Nipponese.
It's the combination,
okay.
you know?
Yep.
No, he's just racist. He's just putting in the other points so he doesn't seem racist.
We could just
Oh,
file
do they
for
cheat
a
on the end
mistrial
here, you
on
know?
grounds of racism.
You have to speak up.
Look, I don't really care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over.
How many gentlemen do we actually have here on the jury then? Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said.
Hold it!
Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid?
No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? And yes, he's rather splendid.
Do you say yet again?
Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously, it's exhausting to look at him.
He's not saying.
I'm afraid
True.
he's not splendid at all.
Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much.
Just look at the accused by
Hold
comparison.
it!
No. Now one of those things is the reason to find the man guilty. Hold on. You can't say those things here.
He is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese. He has a mustache, and he stews. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps, like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more you think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance.
You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though, and you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt.
But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big chin man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man, well, there doing the wrestling thing. That's another 3 steps. All this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it?
Right, and the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more.
I mean,
Hold it!
I know it.
A fraudman? What do you mean by that, madam? It really is the most tiresome problem for the company, most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I'm sorry, you lost me a little there. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company.
Good gracious! Altamont gas, you say?
Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree. Absolutely, man, Lady Quimby, gotta be used properly. Ultimate Gus is the best in the world, of course.
I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier this morning.
Right, he bowed in deference to his
Bow.
employer's wife, did he? So would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching what Mr. Shamspear was up to in his room? I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudster. But to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night, we're very thorough in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Shamspear is... I wouldn't come out and say it in public, but you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. You have noticed the public gallery in here, haven't you?
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words? Why, to let them penetrate the skin. But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels and song.
We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they... Oh, she's beeping, I see. Until they
Oh,
find
yeah.
it.
So you just pit her against the dude who says she's judgment. The lead.
A mouse.
The mouse died!
And when they do, you'll find yourself blasting off again back to your angelic heights in an Altamont gas explosion. So Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas. Hey, that's circumstantial, man.
I know.
You're just blaming them about that. She's
Bee
bee-themed, so the
themed.
worker is a drone bee. Oh! Wow.
Nice! A drone bee.
I've never even heard of a drone bee.
You're that a drone bee, like I don't know, like the worker bees.
a drone bee,
Mm.
attack bee.
I wonder, juror number
Magic
4, if you
bee.
wouldn't mind adding
Killer
that
bees.
information to your statements. My pleasure. Was it a bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed? A little before the part about abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Yes, of course. This could be it. This could shift the balance. I'm gonna keep pressing for now.
Hold it!
I think that's who they pair,
That's
but
totally it. Because everyone's saying that, oh, he's
he's
just
an upstanding
innocent.
citizen, yeah.
But he's not.
You keep talking about needing to take home some money. What's all that about, sir?
Finish last, that's what it's
We
about.
already know.
What's that?
What's that?
I'm talking about the Derby at Hyde Park, aren't I? It was the Queen's Cup last week, wasn't it?
A derby?
It was a dead cert, that's the thing. I couldn't lose, so I took my wife's secret savings life. But then that hopeless old mare went and did the unthinkable. Oh, that stupid finish last.
Oh dear, I think it's clear what happened, isn't it?
This is the day the missus uses her savings for a trip down the pub. So come on, let's let this business lie now. Just give it up.
No, that's not going to happen. Yeah, definitely not convincing it.
Hold it!
What do you really mean by that, sir?
Well, I'm not one to boast, but I get up at 5 every morning, I do.
At 5? You're really an early riser then, aren't you?
Huh? What's that now?
I said you're an early riser.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I like to while away the hours in the evening reading books as well. But by about 2 in the morning, I'm usually too tired to go on.
Sleeps at 2 in the morning and gets up at 5?
Dang.
Oh my! That means he only has 3 hours of sleep each night.
What's that, dear?
Only 3 hours of sleep each night!
That's right, you see.
Thomas.
3 hours of missing time, like I said. It's not much, is it?
Now this old man's better than me.
Oh my gosh.
This really isn't helping.
What a beast.
Alright,
The key to summation examination is identifying
We said shut up. We skipped this.
alright.
Yes, and if you're substituting, of course we have a
Summation examination stuff. Let's keep going.
It's gotta be the girl. I just would...
No, I'm sure.
Oh, yep, her and... Yep.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
You dying?
Yes.
Good gracious!
Good gracious, two statements do you refer, counsel?
Juror number 1. What are you yelling about, lad? I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas. Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact
Doesn't
turned
seem
out to
very
be
straight to me. Just...
a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. Oh. How do you open
Pull
it?
this thing down. Is that the batteries in this? Can you chip away? What's your battery? You chip away batteries. I don't think we do.
What? There's no way.
It's true, we don't have
come
evidence
back.
as such
We'll fix
just
it later.
yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know. What? You heard me, seeing as his operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court use testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honor. Contents. Colton, I've seen you. You were in all the streams this entire time. You traitor. Just kidding.
Oh, we did have. Oh, sweet.
Glad you're able to join
Yeah,
us.
yeah, whatever, Colton. I told you what time we'd start. You're an hour and a half
Content.
late.
Get out. Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. If I could show that Mr. Shamsphere was a liar, you assure me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Yes, I did say that, and as a man of honor, I'll hold to it, and I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will.
Well, your boy took a fat nap.
Your boy went to Blackie Jesus' Elden Ring stream.
Me? Yes. Now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further.
Wow, it just takes one person.
If I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So this means you'll recap a few points that would suit me down to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no! I'm not having any part of this! I want this trial over and done with!
In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. William Shamsphere, if that is your real name, we of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of man you really are.
Wow.
Can't miss the finger butthole, yes. But there's finger butthole in this stream. You missed it. You missed it all.
You literally missed it. We had it.
Oh, it was there.
Yeah,
It
was here.
That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Victory!
Well, not get ahead of ourselves. Why are you over here? Actually, no, that's where you're supposed to be.
Order! Order! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say.
He's up Boro face? Is that the
It's his face right there. It's the face of his profile picture.
Oh my gosh.
I'll show you later. It's higher resolution. Anyway, keep going.
As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty.
No, looking it up won't help. Like, I'll just show you later.
Why not?
Because that's not what he's
on the
typing.
iPad.
I got you pulled up on the iPad. Welcome, Aldo, or is it Aldo Bot? Whichever it is.
Aldo Bot?
Yep. Alright, Judge.
I therefore declare this court
to
to
be in a
be...
state of disaccord. Yet didn't help at all.
I told you! Keep going!
And order the trial to continue.
I'm still playing Elden Ring.
Alright, go. Do it! I'm waiting!
You spoilt the bouquet, Mr. Shamsphere. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim.
See, this will make sense there.
But you gods will give us some funds to make us men. The Lord mend me, I do swear. This gas man speaketh that which concerns him most. Not but gas, not but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul.
Boy, what did you say?
Do I take it, Mr. Shamsphere, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery?
Most heartily, my lord has now forgot I am as a seraph an angel. Noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart.
Ah, you foully mouthed pompous beanhole! Just because I
Beanhole.
haven't got the evidence yet! Mr. Shamsphere, if in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. Welcome back, Hannah. You caught probably right before we end stream, let's be honest.
It is my considered opinion.
You also missed the best part of stream.
Honestly, you need to rewatch it.
Like, this is a stream to go back and watch,
This
for
one
sure.
needs to be favorited.
Are you watching the
That
Elden
at the
Ring?
present
Yeah.
time, no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case.
Oh no.
However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity, of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Objection!
Objection!
What does this man's sexual life have to do?
I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of the court's time.
Wait, what are you doing?
The gas in this case are unrelated.
She's like getting like.
It's getting a little heated, you know? Juror number 4. Yes. Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man had been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker? Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gasman's honor.
Very well, then. We will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, has been stealing gas.
Yes, my lord. If I may, my lord.
Go ahead, madame.
This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind. Wahoo! Oh yeah, sweet as honey. Yeah.
Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request.
Thank you, my lord.
What is going on?
You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting.
She's the
mark my
queen
words.
bee.
So, you will both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel.
Yes, is that clear, my good man? Clear as Altamont gas, my lady, which is the clearest in the world.
I kinda wanna do the voice for the gas man. Not him, but the new one that's coming in.
What new one?
She's gonna bring in her husband.
No, she's
is
taking
going-
the stand.
I thought she wanted to do it alongside her husband.
No, she wants to do it
alongside
alongside
of
him. Because she wants to make sure he doesn't mess up. Do you think the gas has gone to his head? Do you think the gas has gone to his head, eh?
Yes.
Eh, Mr. Sato?
I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruto. I thought that was just kind
No.
of honestly.
Gotta have your plain characters. It helps make a stark contrast with the eccentric ones.
True.
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept third penny bits. Each coin, that sounds like a brew penny. Bitcoin. Yeah, sounds like a cryptocurrency. Each coin given customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agency has the only key. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny, if that's not thievery, what is?
Balls are sweet.
Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hollowed chalice.
What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Seeks?
I'm getting drunk. Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison a gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all we should concern this court. And yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your eastern island nation is more than geographical distance.
But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead.
Oh, he's mad.
Alright, water bowl.
Do what you will.
No! Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood.
Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. About throwing the wine away, he's rich, it's fine. But I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. He's actually just donating his wine to the gallery. And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is.
Let's do it!
Also, we should definitely rename the stream to something that's related to, like, him.
What is it? The shambling? The shank?
Something to do with their wrestling and the Romeo and Juliet.
Wrestling!
But like,
The wrestling match of the ages.
No.
Romeo and Juliet wrestling.
but
match.
I want to remember what they exactly said, like what they were doing. I can't remember though.
They were reenacting Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, but what do they
and then
call
he
it?
Saw them.
Like, what do they call it? Is what I want to remember. But
Sham.
that would have been a great stream title.
Shambling.
To rewatch it.
Yeah,
Rename it.
I'll rename it after, I guess. Alright, let's see. Let's press what we need to. Okay, press
Hold
this. Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks, he's been pinching gas off us for ages.
Oh, and you've examined the meter in Mr. Shumspere's room, I take it.
Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
Found nothing suspicious at all, I presume.
No, I'm afraid we didn't, which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Sham Spear Special.
For an alcoholic of him, though, that's unheard of. For an alcoholic of him? Of him?
Throwing wine away. You're saying that
Yeah, he has 30 bottles under his desk, I'm sure, right there. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces.
He didn't drink it, he just used it.
That's true, we've never seen him drink it once, I'm pretty sure. I'm
No,
fairly
he
certain.
does. He does like take a sip. And then he puts it down.
Okay, we've barely seen him drink it. He's not much of an alcoholic.
But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty.
I'll never forget the humiliation when I opened up the money box and found a pair. You what? I said you what?
Horrifying.
Yeah, his eyes are really yellow. And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. Ah, I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jimmied open anywhere! Not a single sign! And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what! Yep, that's right. A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. I still got it. Probably literally on it, I guess. Oh. Right here!
Yeah.
No wonder they call you Meter Man.
It's a more in-depth case than I thought.
I will allow it to be submitted.
Oh gosh, I'm missing so much text.
Oh, I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
Definitely, although at first glance there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it.
Let's move this along, shall we?
Well,
Continue
let's
with
go
your
look at
test.
it.
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah,
look at it right now.
Yeah, now's the time to
I
examine.
would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter.
Oof.
We'll examine it right now.
Yes, meter.
That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it?
The money box is sealed with beeswax too.
So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately.
Mr. Naruto, mischief is
Yes, he
of that
uses the
kind is
soap.
not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would.
You didn't finish that sentence. You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you?
Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs.
But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it?
Can it be soap melted down?
It could be it, honestly. Whoops.
Oh, we weren't done.
Already exploded.
It is on the soap.
Boy, what about the
It's cheaper
soap?
to buy soap than it is to remake the seal. There, the open.
Oh, look at
Aha.
the crack.
What's...
Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruto?
Just here, there's a little hole, do you see?
Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed.
It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say.
So you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shakespeare?
Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it.
Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside.
How do they miss this? But there's no way a coin could fit through here.
That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious.
All you do is have a string. You have a string go through where the coin goes in, and down the bottom you have a tie a coin to the string, and you just slide it in and out.
Hey, there you go.
All right, well that's our evidence.
We got 5 lives.
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's this.
Objection!
Yeah.
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that you guys are absolutely blind, honestly. What? Get away! I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, why people are stupid.
In that case, What do you have to say about the small hole that's been made
The
at the
giant
bottom,
hole
basically
in the
coin box?
bottom
I
of
know.
the coin holder
Hole?
thing.
What? You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspear secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised, but why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. I don't know. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably. That wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is the through penny bit?
It doesn't.
Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A through penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord. Actually, I don't know if that's pertinent.
I don't think so.
You want to let's change it to the other one then.
Well,
Press it.
nothing else will fit. So maybe there's something else.
Okay.
Hold it!
He makes fake coins with soap, and then he puts them in.
Oh, and he melts the soap back.
And he melts the soap back
I don't know,
down.
honestly. But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally be well used. Well, would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it. The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well. Wait, that he's thought of that though. Anyway, if I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. We live for moments like this. Us gasmen do live for them. Oh look, yeah, it looks like a bee,
Yeah.
bee like that.
Totally.
It would seem the gas company has thought of everything.
Wow! Hooray for gas! Hooray for cash! Altamont all the way! That's
The
quite
Queen Bee
enough.
has a giant.
Oh my.
Whoa. Remind me, how big are through penny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on?
Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about whether the meter can be dismantled.
Go deeper.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? What do we have to lose? 3
Okay.
hours time isn't bad when you're my age.
How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel, and the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Wahoo, yeah, nothing leaks from an Altamont meter, no coins, no gas, no nothing. I see.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord.
The lock is ripped. And there has to be something with the soap.
It's either the coin or the... Well, the whole point is either the size of the coin or it's this right now. I'm trying to figure out. I don't think this is the thing. Letter opener.
Yes, whoever opened it. Perhaps. And too much of it.
Probably not pertinent. Okay.
I don't think so.
Not for right now. Let's think.
Look at the print, the picture. Maybe there's something. So, see that? That's gotta be soap. I don't know. I don't know. But that was definitely something, for sure.
Yeah, but I don't
underneath
think
it.
that's what we need right now is the problem.
Look at the screws on the back.
It's welded. Oh, it has screws. It does have screws, but it's welded, apparently.
Yeah. You messed up that part.
Huh. So it's obviously this statement here.
Yeah, I would press that.
Well, we already pressed this, I'm pretty sure.
No, we didn't. We just realized.
Hold it!
That's true, but I think it's like the same. Has anyone ever tried? Oh yeah, they've tried, but they've all given up before long. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is it welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect?
Yeah, well, no, because the whole point is it switches which statement it has.
Right.
So it's either the fact that you can deconstruct it or the size of the coins. I think it's the coin thing.
I think so, too.
I don't think it's this at the very least.
We looked at the picture and there's like some sort of like water or like puddle underneath the gas thing.
So this is definitely the statement. Nothing else will fit.
Press it.
No, we pressed this already.
Oh.
We have to
With the
present
soap?
something here. We have to
With the
present
soap?
something here. Soap? No.
Yeah!
Oh!
Yeah!
Freak.
Oh, look at this
There we
bar
go.
of soap. There's a circular depression on the side, about 2 centimeters
There we
across.
go.
Or 3/4 of an inch.
I was right. They literally put the soap
Yep.
in and
Yep.
they
Ah,
washed
do
it
you
out
think-
instead of melted out.
Yep.
We did find soap at the scene, didn't we?
Yes, there were 2 bars on the little edge just outside the window, so we took this one. I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. So he's using it. He's not taking the soap, but he's using it to create the same. It's like he's using it as like a mold to create coins.
Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Where could it have gone? Alright.
There we go.
We have the evidence we need.
He has a mold and he's
Except for the medallion.
Yeah, but we have the evidence we need to.
Objection!
Yep.
No one cares where the red medallion went. I just care about moving forward. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a through penny bit. Is that correct?
Oh, and it's so cold. He's putting it in the window to freeze the coins with like water or whatever, and then he uses the cold frozen thing. puts it in,
Oh, he's
and then
making
it melts.
ice. Oh, he's
And
making
then-
ice coins.
Yep.
I see.
That's what it is.
Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence,
it's in the
while we
window.
were investigating in Mr. Shamspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a through penny bit. What was it? Item in question is this: a bar of soap. What? Have you been inhaling gas? What's a bar of soap? It certainly looks nothing like a through penny bit, I must say. It looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here, obviously. Oops, I should have presented it.
Got it!
Got it.
Got it.
You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah, are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a through penny bit. Get away!
Does anyone here present have in their possession a through penny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a robbery!
Hand over your money.
Put the money in
Give
the
me my
bag! Oh, sorry.
Sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Reliving my youth.
Never misses a bit.
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a through penny bit. Now to see if it fits. Holy my word! It couldn't be more snug.
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it.
Oh, look, she has strength.
Oh.
So, your assertion amounts to what? Some inferior bar of soap is a tentative
This
connection
is so,
to the
this is
theft of
so
gas.
like off the rails of like why we're
I
even
know,
in
I
court.
know. Well, that's why Van Zeeks was like, this has nothing to do with it. Send
I
him
know,
to jail.
I know.
Yes! The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspear has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. Yes. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altamont, in the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear.
I
I
see.
see, that's what we're dealing with, is it? There's one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to appear into thin air, yes.
Exactly, and the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. What are you waiting for, Gary?
The bottom, obviously.
I don't think that's the remnants, though.
It is the whole
it's gotta be the
way.
whole, it's totally the
It's
whole.
the whole. It's always
Because I
the
mean, we
whole.
presented it,
Oh,
but
it's making
if we
disappear,
hit,
I see.
yeah.
We found the bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's...
Outside.
just outside the victim's window. Outside! Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found the soap. Arrgh! I get it! That's right, the answer, of course, is ice. I'm gonna...
Did you just say ice?
Mr. Shamspear has been leaving soaps like this outside his window, each evening filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning.
Then he takes his fake coins of ice and he feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth from his spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts,
turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont's gas.
Okay.
Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water. That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless. I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof.
Didn't we just show you evidence? She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she?
Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it. What?
Mr. Naruto, are you saying, did you actually have evidence that supports this theory?
I did notice a trace of something that bothered me at the time.
A trace or something? It's
And
a
I-
picture.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now can explain it. Piece of evidence substantiating the theory about how
Yep.
Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas is take that! This is a photograph of the scene at the point where the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson, and it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspear.
What remnants?
Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspear's room. Now look closely at the four floorboards directly underneath the meter. Floorboards. Floorboards? What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly, it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. So why would you just put a cup or a bucket under it?
I know,
Why would you
right?
want that to drink?
I know.
If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. And there's a further evidence too. There is. Mr. Shakespeare slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine.
Which is in the soap.
And right there next to him is a bar of soap broken in half. You're right.
It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he?
Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not.
He didn't beat about the bush there, did he?
In truth, Mr. Shakespeare was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is not a meal you'd eat to cope.
I don't think I even scrolled there, I think.
A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Van Six.
Do you mean to say that he was using the fork too? Yes.
Carve it out.
I think it's, yeah, extract the frozen coin from the bar of soap. But the bar broke in... Oh.
But the bar broke in half. But perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious!
Oh, we need another bottle.
Lord Van Zeeks!
I was throwing my hand up in despair, and happened to catch my hollowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake.
What is the meaning of this, Counsel?
Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination?
Clearly Sholmes was onto something when he first suggested the man. No, the man was eating soap, for sure. Well...
That Mr. William Shakespeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable.
That's it! That's exactly it!
Very well, let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make?
Well, you know...
We know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused.
Next two jurors.
The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication.
What?
Immediate adjudication.
Oh no! Oh well, Counsel, what the blimey son of a... How does the defense respond?
But Mr. Naruhodo...
What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere?
No!
Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zeeks is saying?
Raise an objection, why
Wait
not?
and see. Let's just...
No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What?
But, Counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
Lord Van Zeeks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point, but contrary to what he would have the court to believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all.
What are you trying to say, my Lebanese friend?
At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to lack of evidence.
Oh, that's scary.
But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witness to take the stand.
Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense?
Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we need to reconsider, namely... the poison
Was
in
the
tea.
poison in the tea?
We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjuncture at best.
Objection!
Conjecture.
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There's no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, and it couldn't be tested for traces,
Maybe he was
of the
using it to make the coins.
I don't know.
He didn't have any other water there.
Objection!
I mean, it's water though.
Poison coin.
As I said, the situation has changed, but because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene, and a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
Objection!
It was?
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene
The red.
exhaustively.
The red coins that we saw, it must have been red tea.
Oh.
Yeah.
What evidence are you suggesting we
That's
missed?
what it-
The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your poop.
Look on this one. And let's can we examine it?
Like this.
Oh no! We don't have any.
There's the red stain around it.
The proof is in the pudding.
This must be the cup that Mr. Shamspear was drinking from then. It stayed on the inside.
Tea does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea.
Oh really? I never noticed before.
You've never noticed?
Well, I never leave it in the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it?
Oh dear, so many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese.
Wait, that means there's left
So
over.
it's just showing that the tea was red. That
Maybe. I think
is.
that's it, yeah.
This is the teacup which Natsume was drinking.
Yes, unlike the other one, the inside of the cup is completely clean. Okay.
I suppose he must have drunk the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark.
I always gulp it down too.
Sorry, Mr. Naruto?
Well, if you sip it little by little, it goes cold.
Clearly, I shall have to instruct you in the proper way to take tea.
Yep, alright, there we go.
There's.
I'll have to instruct you the proper way to
So, another thing
I
is.
think we're ready to present it.
Sure.
Take that!
Oh, well.
What exactly is this
Well,
piece of
I
evidence?
suspect that,
Stop! No!
nothing happened.
But
just
it
ignore
showed that the tea was red, so let's go back.
Well, I think we're done examining the cup is the thing.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know.
We're lost.
I think we're done with this cup as well.
I just lost the game. Oh no!
Go like to the bottom of them and everything. Yeah. I don't think it's
this.
this.
It's not the teacup.
But do we have that little thing?
Rose.
Do we have the coin?
No, we don't have the coin thing.
Investigate the bar of soap again. Red.
Wait, go back to the
Black
picture.
and
I'm
white
just
and
curious.
red all over. Wait.
It's funny how there's literally no hole in the thing.
Well, no, it's like somewhere else, I think.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't see anything here. Yeah, I don't think it's this.
Can you
Oh,
look
no.
under the teacup? Nah, it's not obvious. Could we examine the... I guess we already examined the envelope, right? Okay, wait, but
What
think
evidence
about...
of the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? It's gotta be
Wait,
this.
you know what? You know what?
What?
It might have been something about maybe he did have another visitor, and then you can show the envelope. Because there was no other...
Show the envelope.
part
We
of
got the
envelope.
lives to do it.
Well, no, we can't show the envelope because it shows the wrong statement in the first place.
Exactly.
But if he chose the wrong statement in the first place, it would have made lose
True,
a life,
true,
I
true,
think.
true. So wait, what evidence from the scene
the
of the crime can
envelope.
tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
I feel like it's this, but like
The nature of the defendant's tea.
maybe it's this picture still.
Present the picture and just send it.
Send it.
Take that!
Nope.
Oh, shiz!
Right, we've reached that point in the
It's gotta
point
be-
in the Ace Attorney case.
No!
It's gotta be the soap again? The soap bar? Maybe?
Was that
Maybe the
soap?
soap. There
No,
was
it's not the soap
soap in
bar.
the tea.
Wait.
Good gracious, the soap again! The same bar the victim used to fashion his
Oh,
coins
it's
of
because we
ice.
saw the red coin in the soap, I think.
Yeah.
But like that's not very
Yeah.
obvious. Yes, that's right, my lord. It just come
Well,
back
so
to me.
yeah, that's what I was pointing out, but yeah, it is.
Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar.
So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating.
In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal
It
ice.
was red, then we showed the
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red.
The ice was red.
He's using blood.
No, you mean...
That's right, it's obvious to me now. He's a vampire! The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. I would remind the court of the statement made by Mr. Natsume early in this trial. Let's see,
some
make
freshly brewed tea.
tea, pour water. Okay.
Oh yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing.
So on the night in
Oh yeah, the
question,
pipes were frozen.
Mr. Shamspear, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins.
My word!
So we never actually drank it.
So there were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene.
That's right, and we only borrowed one of them.
Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspear's window.
Ha!
Extraordinary!
Oh man, I can't wait to see this guy's breakdown. Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even one drop of tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture.
Then again, now it has soap all in it.
Watch
By
it
finding
come
out-
back as positive.
Watch how the soap's gonna have this strychnine in it.
By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strychnine at all.
You smug nippany.
My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should just be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once, and the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it. Determine whether or not it contains any poison.
Bailiff! Instruct the police to attend to this scene at once.
Yes, my lord, understood. Right, off I go then.
Forward.
Alright.
Off I go then.
It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Francis. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Yes, my lord. Okay, so that means this case is not that close to being over.
Oh my!
Tea's not gonna have poison in it. Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow.
Thank you, counsel. Court will adjourn until tomorrow. Off to rob some banks.
Alright, to be continued.
Oh, thanks for watching, everybody.
Wow, this case is gonna be so much longer than I suspected.
Thomas needs sleep.
No, I don't. Gotta go home and play more games.
Don't do it.
We need sleep.
Alright, well, thank you all for watching. This has been a stream that still hasn't finished this case. I really thought this was gonna be over by now.
Oh man,
I know.
But I guess there's more to it.
They always have
it
way
was
more to
complicated.
It's true. Once the victim starts, or once the accused starts breaking down,
Then you
there's like a whole another like fourth of the case.
it.
All right, but yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully, we'll catch you next time on the next Ace Attorney stream. Hopefully next week, but we'll see. But that'll be it for today. Thank you for watching. Until next time.
See ya.
Goodbye.